So I'm a wee bit laughing just now. My cat is staring at us, Lois. She's staring at us and she's constantly going meow like this all at once. Hello. Hiya. Yeah. Hello. Right, so I'm going to try and do this. So now you know my circumstances. I am getting stared at right now. So yeah, there's all this topic, again, Black Panther hitting the news and stuff like that, and saying it's going to sort of eclipse Wonder Woman and Justice League and stuff, and then it all boils down to, when did ticket sale prices determine how good a film is? Would that mean that all the high earners of movies, does that mean that those films, films that have been directed by real Oscar worthy directors, all the classic movies, that all of a sudden are eclipsed by Marvel films? Is that what it's saying? And then you have somebody saying maybe Dceu should be rebooted. No, listen. If they've got all these great characters already cast, and they've also with Justice League, that is sort of fresh start. That is the fresh start. That is the reboot that we need. And and then you've got other people talking about how much of the influence is needed from people like Jeff Johns and everything else, and how much should studios and whatnot become involved in directors' visions, but it's been happening for the last 20 or 30 odd years, and to be honest, they're there to make sure, as I say, the directors don't get above themselves, as they don't go, if they're going to spend money on a movie, then they've got to really make sure that whatever director is making a movie, that not only is it boding well, is it going to be a success, is the sequel going to be a success? And what mainly happens is, well, they will decide if a success is what, if a sequel is worthy. Hence, Wonder Woman gets a sequel straight away because of it. Man of Steel is sort of a success, but they went down to but what they did was they approached him and says, we really need to get to the DC started. So BVS was really the sequel to Man of Steel. So but you really need for a studio to feel more convinced on making any sort of sequel to any film that it has to show. So for them to continue with the DCU franchise, they need that sort of money proof in the background, and that is why they have to step in every now and again. And so anyway, so yeah, Justice League for me is a reboot, and yeah, for people that were fans of the Zack Snyder films, like myself, but I was also a fan of the Justice League film that came out. It really, everybody that watched the film that I know of thoroughly enjoyed it and preferred it actually better to BVS. So there is something to be said. I mean, I love BVS, but I can see why the Justice League was more like, because it was kid friendly and stuff, and maybe sometimes in order to keep a franchise going, you've got to have, especially for Justice League, you've got to have the kids involved in that. So that is why Justice League had so many problems. It's because of the changing of the guard, the change of direction and the soft sort of reboot. But who's to say what's next down the line after these standalone movies? What sort of Justice League film will we get? And probably under the guidance of people that know about comic book stories, and or maybe I've wrote them, just like Jeff Johns, yada yada. Great news has just came out as well. The standalone Joker film, some news came about that. Jacqueline Phoenix or something like that. Again mentioned in talks, and a couple of directors' names still being thrown up in the air and stuff. One of them, I believe, was Martin Scorsese, but I think it's fallen to somebody else. But I know his name was one of the many people interested in it. So it's furthering. So you cannot say that DC or Warner Brothers is copying Marvel or anything like that. No, because they're going to be doing these standalone, dark, sort of dangerous films. Serious films. I don't know. That's what you get. But don't worry, it's fine. I saved it. That's what I get for not putting it on a hook. Right, well, let us know what you think. Justice League, a sort of, is it a reboot? What do you think about Aquaman? There's a lot of news. Dolph Lundgren's came out with his sort of stuff about what his role is in the film, and with James Wan now heading it, James Wan being the director, and all these new characters behind the scene, and they're all from sort of horror maybe background, so that still means there could be a great sense of seriousness and maybe fear factor, of course, in these next DC films. So I cannot see, and also, what got me I don't know if I mentioned in the last video, I think I did. It's nothing. Don't listen to anybody that says copying Marvel. As I says, the only Marvel way is if Kevin Feige was in charge, because that's all his way. All the movies are his way. So let us know what you think about the DC reboot. And as I say, the money sort of hang with Black Panther over eclipsing Wonder Woman, I just don't know. I think it's too much political nonsense and everything else. But again, just because a film gets a lot of seats doesn't mean the film's good. Otherwise, films like The Godfather would be like, way down at the bottom of the list compared to Iron Man. Hello? So it's, for me, I'd rather go for audience reactions and audience scores, and the buzz on YouTube. That's how I rate a film and how well it's doing, and not by the money it's making, but people when they leave the cinema, and people commenting, and the majority of comments that a film gets, and the buzz and stuff. That's how I judge it. How do you judge it? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you.